Honkai Star Rail has a power creep problem only if you allow it to happen, either by greed or stupidity. Change my mind. I didn't personally attack a single individual.
I mean, you did personally attack people though.
Most people would be like, he got me. We will no longer be covering gacha revenue. We will no longer be making inflammatory tweets. We will no longer be doing all that. We're just gonna goon and play the goddamn game. Which is basically just the same thing we've always been doing, except that stop using Twitter, essentially, right? We'll see if this can keep up from the month of February. Yo, hello.
Hello. Hey.
Yo, dude, you are literally my therapist, bro. This is great. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm your therapist.
Yeah.
I was saying I like MrPokke, but I don't really like all the things he's been saying on Twitter, and I think that he is purposely aggravating people, but I don't really think that it's worth it. And the reason I'm saying it, I don't think it's worth it, is I've seen this happen to a lot of content creators, which is why I feel it. I believe that the more drama content creators get into, it filters out the audience that likes the person and likes their content, and it instead brings in people that are just drama whores that want to see drama.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I believe that it eventually makes your audience people that only want drama, so unless you're constantly in drama or talking about drama, then they don't want to watch. And I believe that your current, or well, I mean overall your current content of the people who want to watch you and like, let's say Honkai Star Rail or ZZZ or whatever it is, I think those people would rather watch that, and what you're instead going to do is you're going to filter out a bunch of people that actually genuinely like your content right now for a bunch of people that don't even really care about you that much and instead just want to see you fight with people and get mad.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wait, what does it have to do with this particular tweet, the three team?
Oh,
well,
I was just kind of just talking about Twitter in general. This particular post, okay, I'm gonna be real. I also don't really agree with this particular post for a couple reasons.
Oh, okay, what's up, man? Is this
do you want me to say why I don't agree?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't agree with this because I think this is just a band-aid fix on the entire game. Adding another team, all it does is make people have to build another team. So like realistically, you'll be like, oh, this is the follow-up attack team. Okay, this is the Herda team or whatever. This is the Super Break team, right? So then there's going to be 3 teams, but like that doesn't really make the game any more fun or interesting. It's essentially just, okay, now I have to pull more characters for this 3rd team. And it doesn't actually make the game more fun. You're just fighting another shit-ass boss, but with your other team. That's how I see it. I think it's like a band-aid fix on like, oh, now you have fun where you're making a 3rd team because you need a 3rd one, but you're not actually fixing any of the problems with the game. And instead, if they just made the fights actually require some strategy, it would be more interesting, except when they made the aventurine boss battle, they had to nerf it because people were like, no, I hit the auto button and I lost, what the fuck? And then they had to nerf the fight.
Okay, I think I know exactly what I'm talking about, because like if you make like a content with 3 teams, that means you're just kind of forced to build this one more team, which might just make things even more restrictive, because then you need to build up this other team.
Yeah.
I thought of that exactly, but I feel that the reason why I kind of brought this up, especially with relation to the Zenless Zone Daily Assault, because I think it does improve it, because the alternative, which is if you don't ever introduce 3 team content and you only have 2 team content for your endgame for like the rest of your lives, there's this problem, which is the meta is gonna be very fixed, because you are only gonna be using these 2 teams, and that's pretty much gonna be it. Whereas if
you never need to build another, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you were to open up this additional option to go for this, it doesn't even need to force you to, you know, get the perfect clear, but an option to open up, especially your older units, which are kind of just left behind, I think is even better, because nowadays just like people, I'm pretty sure people have a lot of different units in Honkai Starbucks now, right? They played the game for like 2 years. They put for all these DPSs, right? Maybe they put for like different types of the same archetype, like they put for Firefly and Repa, or they put for like you know, Jingyuan. Now they want to put for Aglia, but they don't really have a place to use all these old units, because the current state of the game is there's only 2 teams. And if you don't use D2's team, then get fucked, buddy. Whereas if you introduce this 3rd team, I feel like they can make it a little bit more similar to the way Daily Assault was made, because you don't need to have a perfect clear. You can still run 3 teams, and the rewards are exactly the same, at least for premium currency, whether you clear with 2 teams or you clear with 3 teams. And I think that would actually promote better diversity and make it less I feel like it will reduce the impact of like the whole power creep thing, because now you have more reasons to use these different units. It's not a must, but at least you have more incentive nowadays. That's why.
Okay. Well, then what do you think about this idea? And this is something that I just made up. This is not something that I thought super deeply on. Now, what if there's two different scenarios in my head? What if you fight this super like big boss? It's this big fight. And essentially what you do is you have your normal team of 4 characters in play, but then you have essentially backup units as well. And what would happen is throughout the boss fight, either randomly or at a certain fixed rate, it would essentially swap the characters in and out, maybe between phases or something, which would then make it so that you essentially, instead of making one team that's like, this is my follow-up attack team, all the characters buff follow-up attacks, it would instead make it so you have to make teams that are flexible and able to actually deal with more things, and to make the fights a little bit more dynamic as well. Let's pretend it was RNG what gets swapped. It could make it so you actually have to build units that are like, oh, this is just a good unit. And when new units would come out in the game, instead of like, oh, this is part of this specific team, you could be like, I'll swap out this character on this for this character, right? This new character.
So it's kind of
or
like
in another
Pokemon.
Example,
It's kind of like Pokemon 2v2, and then you just swap out your Pokemon into like another Pokemon.
sort of, except it wouldn't be you swapping it out. It would be like the boss does something and it swaps it out.
Okay,
And here's
honestly,
another example.
Yeah, that sounds
Wait, real quick.
really, really fun. It does.
Another example could be like some giga like crazy boss, and then you put your 3 teams in there, and each phase of the boss would have like different mechanics. So you'd be like, oh, I want to use my break team on this mechanic or something. I want to use this team on this mechanic. That would be another example, like to make it so you would want different teams, and it could make the fights a little bit more interesting. These are just a couple things I just came up with. Like, I don't know if they're really like good. I didn't think super deeply, but
Yeah, sure.
just like I think something like that
Very
adds a
crafty.
lot more flexibility into the game rather than because like let's pretend Memory of Chaos comes around. It's like now you need a 3rd team. That would like that's just gonna piss people off. Like people are not gonna like that if it's just like, all right, now we need 3 teams in Memory of Chaos number 15 or something, right? Like I just don't really think that that fixes most
Would
of the
that be
problems.
a-
It just kind of
I feel like there wouldn't be that big of a difference though, because if you were to implement the methods that you suggested, you still kind of need to make this kind of like new units regardless, right? It's just whether is it like still 2 teams or like 3 teams separately.
Yeah. The first example I had, I think, would make it so things become a little bit more general, because one of the biggest problems of Honkai Star Rail, what it evolved into, is you need specific units for specific teams, and it kind of removed a lot of the fun of people just throwing a bunch of different characters together for different stuff, and also using characters because they're like, oh, this is my good fire DPS, I need fire DPS, right? But I think if you do something where it's like you have a bunch of units that get swapped in and out randomly or other stuff like that, it makes it so characters could more come out designed as generally good units against certain like elements or stuff like that. Because the game, let's be honest, the game just turned into, okay, the enemy has a weakness, well, I apply this weakness and now the enemy's dead and
Right.
it's broken and I win, right? Like that was the only mechanic in the game.
Right.
Would you agree? Is the only
No,
mechanic was
absolutely,
the break
absolutely.
bar?
Yeah, but the fundamental thing I think is still kind of boils back down to using these like different units and have more interactions with whatever the enemy mechanic is. So it still fundamentally ties back down to like which units you want to bring in. And I think that would always be the core of like Honkai Star Rail. Because let's just be honest, it's basically Pokemon, right? Like, there's really not too much you can do aside from team building, or you press a fun button and like you press ultimate. So
I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I would go as far as to say almost Pokemon has like a little more strategy to it because you
Yeah,
actually
at least
choose
you can
the
swap-
skills the
yeah,
character that the Pokemon have, and like there's the
Exactly,
swapping mechanic, and like,
Yeah,
honestly, like there's
absolutely.
almost a little bit more in the team building of that too. To be like, oh, I want to be strong against this, but weak against that. So like, I think Honkai Star Rail, I think it's dumbed down too much of the game and mechanics, and I just think that the 3rd team, it doesn't really, it would be like cool for like a month, and then after that people would be like, fuck, 3 teams, and then a new unit would come out, right? Let's say new remembrance stuff. You're like, okay, I'm gonna now get rid of my super break team and I'm gonna put this team in. It's just kind of becomes the same thing, but now you have 3 teams.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, wait, hold up. Do you notice how this entire conversation, I think it was very chill, and we are able to have a very civil discussion about this particular topic, right?
yeah.
So I think this is kind of like the perfect example of why you might feel that I'm instigating or I'm like causing war on Twitter. But me personally, I feel that ever since my very, very first topic in 2025, which is the whole power creep thing, right? I really don't think it's up to me that I want to, be the shit story in the drama community. Because like for the power creep issue, I think I had very, very pleasant discussions with, for example, yourself, Box 2, Gajas Mac, Tectone. Like, we are all rational adults, and we can have all these discussions very happily and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, majority of people wouldn't be able to do that. So I really don't think it's solely because I'm the terrorist and I'm just here to ruin people's lives. Because it really depends on how people perceive it. And unfortunately, the truth is most people in like the Twitter space, they would just perceive it as that way. So
look, I think we can all agree Twitter is just a giant heaping pile of shit. I mean,
Absolutely.
obviously it's going to be shit, but I do believe it's instigating war with some of the stuff you say. You will say things that, while they might be true or not, they will have a part of it that essentially almost is attacking a person. It's worded in a way that is intended to make people upset, in my opinion, the way that it seems. Either that or I feel like you're blissfully unaware of it. It's definitely provocative towards people. And I mean, some of your responses to people would basically be like, whatever, retard. Basically.
Okay,
like,
that is because
like,
I'm returning the same energy to them. But you know what? I should have.
yeah.
You're absolutely right. I should have been the bigger man. I should have
You
been
know
like,
what I mean?
I wish you happiness in life. I should have done that. But
Yeah, well, like some of your responses,
going
I feel
forward, I
like
wouldn't
will
do that.
only provoke
you're
people
absolutely right.
if someone will disagree and you say that. But also, I noticed all the people you named are people that you're also pretty friendly with, right? These are people you're not friendly with. They don't know you, or like they might know you, but you're not friends with them, right? So obviously, it's already not gonna like. It's gonna start off on a worse foot when you're not friends with the person you're talking to. You know what I mean? Like immediately, it's not as good as like talking to me or Tectone or like Box or something, right? Yeah, that's how I see it. So it's like all the examples you use for like the good discussions you had. Well, it's people you already have like good interactions with overall. It's not people that you
I
never
would
have
say
interacted
for
with.
like some Twitter replies, like for some of the posts, I actually do like address them like properly. Like I actually reply like I wasn't like, yo, get good or like screw shit, but like they
Yeah, I
actually
know.
type like a
Yeah.
very logical sentence, and I also replied with a very logical response. But it's part of the minority. That's the thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. But yeah, I do like almost anything you say on Twitter, unless it's like killing is bad, it is gonna have people be like, pissed at you over opinions and stuff. But also depending on how you word them, if you word them like, I don't have an exact example right in front of you, but some of the way that you'll word some of the stuff, you'll be like, and this is just me making something off the top of my head essentially, but you'll pretty much be like, this is an important thing about Honkai Star Rail, and people who think otherwise don't have any idea what they're doing. They're completely clueless. And instead of saying that, you could say something, or, well, you would probably say it stronger than that, I would be real. I'd probably soften the blow on that one. You would instead say, like, people who don't know this are greedy and stupid, right?
And
then
I
instead,
will still stand by that because
yeah,
I've
I mean,
seen a
that's
lot of examples of it. But
fair.
yeah,
But
I could have worded it nicely.
But
You're
the
right,
other
yeah.
way you could say it is instead like, I believe people who mismanage their resources are being affected by this way more than other people, so I don't really think it's a problem. That's just an example. And look, we know which one's going to get more traction on Twitter, right?
Okay, but the
But
thing is, right?
yeah.
I feel like for the past couple of weeks where I've done this whole thing, I don't really even think it's about the execution of the message anymore. I feel like the more
They just don't like you?
yeah, for like the past 3 weeks, not even like just don't like me. As long as your point don't align with their point, no matter how you phrase it, they are just gonna take it as an insult. I can literally just say I like Honkai Star Rail, and it's Jover, because like they would think that I am they're fighting imaginary enemies. So whether I worded it nicely or not, it wouldn't remove the people that wants to fight these imaginary battles.
I agree with you
That's
there.
what I feel.
I mean, look, there's people that I remember you made that one recently about like red news thing, and you wrote that like for like 5 fucking paragraphs or some shit, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
there were literally some comments just like they were just like another Poke ally and reading that shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And there's gonna be people like that. I mean, this is how it works, right? There's always gonna be people that hate you no matter what. It does
Absolutely.
not matter. But I do believe that you have made more people recently believe that way towards you, where they just see you and they're like another Poke L than they did before. I do
Okay.
believe that that's also true.
I feel like the way that I did it so far, it's actually better for the viewers that want to watch my content, because I feel that people that understand where I'm coming from, are the viewers that I kind of want in my community in the first place. If they don't get the message I'm kind of get across, or like they don't want to understand it, then they are not gonna be attracted to my content in the first place, regardless. So I don't think I've made a net loss in the overall like community building aspect, because you know I mean my numbers are still not doing too shabby, if I can say so myself. So in the grand scheme of things, I feel like it's a
I
net positive. I would piss
don't
off more
think-
people, but out of the people that pissed off, even if it's like 10 or 20%, they would still be drawn to me. Whereas if I were to
I
not,
don't-
yeah, go for it.
Wait, really quick. I don't think that you were hurting the current you. I think you were hurting the future you. I believe that you are giving yourself a much worse reputation. I believe that your reputation is constantly falling, not just on Twitter, but I see a lot more animosity towards you overall. I see people in my chat being like, you know, tired of Poke's drama shit arc, like don't want to watch that. I do see this, like, and sure, those might just be a few examples, but I don't really believe that, you know, they say like any, what is it, like any I don't know, advertisement is good advertisement. I don't remember the exact term, but like essentially that's how you're going about it, where like anything you say, it's like the people who like me will keep watching me and the people who don't will fuck off. But it's like I don't, yeah, any publicity is good publicity, exactly. But like it's not really good publicity towards you. And especially in a community like the gacha community that's so, I don't know, tribalistic and hateful already, I don't really think that that does you any favors. And I think it kind of just hurts your future prospects rather than your current ones. And with how many people, like, even if people are not correct, let's pretend everything you say is right and everyone's just disagreeing, it will still hurt your reputation to a point where people won't even look in to see whether you were correct or not.
So would you say I should just bend to the general consensus of the gacha community of tribalism, and instead of like trying to make there be less gacha tribalism, I should just, you know, appease the crowd and just go with the flow? Because that's how it feels like.
No, and I am very much against gacha tribalism. In fact, my whole recent video is basically saying how the gacha tribalism is stupid, and the better that the gachas become, the less tribalism there is. But I am very against gacha tribalism, by the way, and I talk shit about it all the time. But nobody hates me over it. Nobody really disagrees with me over it either, to be honest. I think most people don't like the tribalism, but there's always, you know, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, my chat, like, overall, they're gonna talk shit about Genshin, but you know what's funny? I have a bunch of people in my chat that play Genshin, that play Honkai Star Rail, that play ZZZ, and I talk mad shit about Genshin and ZZZ. And recently, Honkai Star Rail, I'm not really happy with 3.0 and stuff. I talk shit about that, but you know what's interesting is there's a lot of people in my chat that play them, even though I trash those games. Because I've already filtered out the people that are such tribalistic animals that they can't handle someone saying something bad about their game. Because too many people make their whole personality around a specific game. Those people already got filtered out. They can't handle it. They're like, he said something bad about my favorite game. Can't handle it. My safe space is ruined.
So filtering is good.
Yes, in a way.
How would you go about doing
but
it?
also, well, it's just kind of natural. Is like I mean, look, let's be honest. I think you filtered out a lot of the Wuthering Waves lovers because you talk
Yeah.
shit about that, and that's fine.
You know what's
That's
crazy?
fine.
I
Like,
didn't even. I never have I in like all of the tweets. None of them were
I saw
even
your Twitch
related to Warring Waves. It was only that one red new copy pasta. That was the first time Warring Waves actually entered into my tweet. So none of it was related to Warring Waves at all. But like, it was already this impression for like a long time for like God knows what reason. But it is what it is.
guys, reminder: MrPokke at karaoke, drunk out of his mind.
Bro, stop
constantly
lying, bro. Oh my god.
This literally happened. Box with everyone was there. Okay, I'll go ask Sweetly, okay, for confirmation.
Oh
She was
my
there. She was
God.
not very drunk. Okay, everyone was there. All right. We all saw you grab the microphone from people multiple times mid-song and say, "Yo,
dead.
fuck Wuthering Waves, fuck Wuthering
I
Waves,
am
hail
dead.
Galway." We saw that. We were all there. Okay, like everyone was there, bro. Except Tectone, actually. That was before you arrived, but everyone was there.
Yep. All right.
Come on.
Cool. Yep. Sure. Yep,
No,
I
but
hate Warring Waves.
going
Fuck
back to
that
the original
game,
point,
yeah.
I do believe that you are actually causing more gacha tribalism than you are preventing. Because, and here's the reason, because you were so defensive of Honkai Star Rail from criticism, And because you are going so against anyone who is criticizing it, I believe that you are instead causing more of a rift between you and Honkai Star Rail and other people. That is my belief. That is my
this for the
thesis.
power creep thing, right?
Yes, I would say power
'Cause
creep,
I
but
don't-
also I don't know, just some of the stuff over time. Like for instance, this most recent tweet about the 3-team combat thing. I think that kind of just goes along with it and only reinforces because this also ties in directly with power creep. Because as power creep happens, guess what? You're going to need to pull more units, and now you need 3 teams, right? So this kind of only links in with that. He's right though, but the thing is, it doesn't really matter if you're right or wrong. Sometimes, like, have you ever had an argument with someone and you knew you were right, but then you just went, okay, I'm sorry, man, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah,
right?
I know
Like, but
exactly
like
what
not
you're
in a
talking
way,
about.
you
Yeah.
know. But like sometimes being right doesn't even matter. Sometimes you win more by ending the argument than you being correct, and it doesn't matter if you're correct, and you might know in your heart you're right and the other person's wrong, but that's not really the point of it, right?
Okay, but the thing
That's
is, I
so
feel
ass though. You are never going to be in a relationship, are you, bro? That's so ass though. Bro is just gonna yell at his girlfriend until she like cowers down, bro.
yeah, I will only win when I win. Okay, but the thing is, right, I feel like this power creep thing is a lot more than just whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong. Because at the end of the day, the people that suffer on this, they are the players.
Mhm.
It's like the company is not gonna suffer if you know the free to play quit the game. Let's just be real, all these people that are mostly free to play. So if they quit the game, it's just gonna be like, oh, okay, it is what it is. I wanted to bring this power creep as well as like the whole problem with it, so that people can just stop breaking their accounts and hopefully get a better experience of playing Honkai Starbucks. And I think that was like my fundamental line. If I wasn't so adamant about this point, then I don't really give a shit. Cause like I don't really care if whether or not their accounts are break. And then I see like people with account reviews with still at level 5 tracers, don't even max their light cones, and then we complain about power creep. I think this would be a net positive for the community, because if they can address these problems without complaining about power creep at the first hand, I think it would improve their gaming experience without like, you know, I need to pull for these new units every single time. And I hope that by bringing people's awareness about why these things happen is better than just saying, yeah, you know what, fuck the company, it's all power creep. Because nothing's going to change. You know, they're just going to keep putting the new units, yep, power creep is a thing, it's bad. So they either quit or they just keep spending money. So I think it would be better for me if I just tell you, okay, here's how you can do to at least reduce the problems of it to your account. But that was that was my original purpose here.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with what you're saying actually, but I suppose the easiest way to say it would be, wouldn't it be better to prop people up rather than tear them down in a way? I almost feel like the way you're going about it is you're saying like,
I think it's tough love,
be
man.
better,
You gotta,
do better. True.
you gotta tear them down. You gotta make them
Bro's
realize they're
trying to
dog
beat
shit.
his kid right here.
Yeah,
Bro's
exactly.
beating-
It's a tough love, right? You beat them down, so oh shit, they realize that they're actually not all that, and like, here's how you can improve, and then they change. That because I
But the
feel like
thing
if
is,
you don't bring if you don't let them know that they are lacking, they'll just always feel that they are him, and then they will just not take your opinions into consideration. So I think okay, at least I feel that it's a good thing. But
Are you him?
Yeah. Am I him? Oh, absolutely. I'm always him. That's a
Um,
joke, by the way.
yeah,
That's a
but
joke.
I
Oh
just see
my
it as
god, that's a joke. That's a joke.
No, I know some
nowadays
people are
people
gonna
can't take jokes
take
anymore,
it,
but yeah.
but like, I think the reason why you get so much pushback though is probably because of the supposed tough love. I don't think people see it as tough love, right? I think people are just seeing it as you're a privileged dick, and then you know they pile on all sorts of things. Like they pile on, oh, he's a whale, and then they pile on, oh, he gets free money from his community, and then they pile on, he doesn't have a job, he just plays the game, right? And when you, it's like having, you know, Dawei cry on stage. It's like, who the fuck cares, bro? You know what I mean? It's like, shut up. You know, I think that's how people see it. And that's why you get so much pushback, is because you're not one of them. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't
It's
you
like,
say
to
it's very
them,
sad,
you
though?
are Dawei. You are the billion. Wait, what?
Wouldn't you say it's very sad that people feel this way, and you're trying to make them get a better experience of playing the game to kind of just reduce all these problems, but they always push back. So the alternative is I don't do this, and then people will just continuously complain about power creep, power creep, power creep, power creep, and then they wonder why they can't clear the end game, and it's just always gonna be, oh wait, I have like 2,000 billion stamina remaining, or like my trades are level 5 whatever. So like, I don't know, man. I just hope that people would have more time, or like rather enjoy the time more playing Honkai Starbucks.
I think it's a mixture of things though, because like you acknowledge yourself that there is power creep, and we all know there is
Absolutely.
power creep.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
There is power creep, so like everybody agrees on this. like both sides, everyone agrees on it.
Exactly.
It's more just like people, and look, some people are just mad because you're saying they're dumb, right? There are some
Yep.
people that are just mad because like
That's all there is
you
to it.
could be better, right?
Mm.
That's all there is to it. But I don't think that is all there's to it, because if it was just those stupid people, I think there are also reasonable people that are also unhappy with the way you go about it too, though. I think that there are a lot of people that feel like the way you're wording the stuff and going about it is also in kind of a negative way, where you're tearing people down who, aren't just idiots, right? And you're saying like basically just get good, which is sort of, I guess, to them an elitist mindset. And I think a lot of people don't really like how it's like, well, yeah, we know there's power creep, but like it shouldn't be just getting good. I think people feel like you're not on their side and you're more on the company side. And so you're the
Which is
enemy
just very
because of that.
unfortunate because
Well, but I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
think
I
I don't
get what you're
think the
saying.
way
Yeah,
that,
yeah, because they
but
took it
like
that way. It's
it's
like, oh my god, I put
because,
in the company. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
they're not just taking it that way. It's because you seem to always push back against whenever someone criticizes the game, right? It feels like you aren't enough on the side of the players against the company that it makes you feel like,
I don't
do
think
you
that's true.
believe, well,
Because
but do
I have
you
made like
believe, is there,
multiple videos about like power creep and HP inflation. And I always point them out
Mhm.
whenever there's force, especially relating to like Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah. Do you believe though? This is just a complete question. I have no real opinion on it. Do you think that you are a shill for Honkai Star Rail? What is your opinion on that?
I think I give pretty objective responses.
I don't believe that you are objective. I believe that you are subjective. I'm not calling you a shill. I don't. Mm, I mean, in some ways, I suppose you would be in a way, but like, look. By the way,
Mm,
people use shill in different ways. The way I use shill, I don't
mm,
believe that it just means like completely negative, like you're just a
mm,
knuckle dragging like slave of the company. That's not what I mean exactly.
mm.
But I do believe that you have vested interest in being more positive towards the game than negative.
Okay,
That is
but
what I
would you
believe.
say like
Like,
if I wanted to enjoy the game and I give a lot of passion to the content I make, would you say that is a
mhm.
shield? Because that's I
No,
feel like what
but
I'm doing. I have a lot of passion for Honkai Star Rail.
you do have a lot of passion for Honkai Star Rail, and I don't believe that it's just only monetary reasons. I believe that you do actually really love the game, and I do think that you really enjoy the
Yeah,
game. I do
yeah.
100% believe that. However, I do believe that, especially in recent times, 2025, you are
Mm,
batting way harder for the company than you are the player. And I know you did earlier say that, like, well, the company's not going to change things, so the players need to play better. But that's not how people are going to see it. People are seeing it as he's taking the company's side.
mm.
He is not with us. He is taking the company's side because even if he says there's power creep, he's saying like we got to do better. What about the company? Why isn't the company doing better? Why is this all on us? And I believe that's how people are seeing it, and that's why people are always so pissed at you, because they see you as the shill. You were the paid shill for the company. You were constantly defending it against any hate or any opinions against it. And, I know this is Twitter and everyone lacks critical thinking skills and they have one IQ, but I think that's a big part of it and that's why you get so much hate. And I think the way you're going about it, you should expect this hate because everyone sees you as the shill. This is the perspective that people are going to have is like he is bought and paid for by the company. He's defending them against everything. And I know in your head, and it's not wrong that, um, you know, if we say like company bad, that's not going to change anything. However, I think that you still need to be a little more outspoken maybe about that and people would more be with you. If you were wording your stuff more like, guys, like this shit sucks, power creep is fucking awful. I know, but since we know that's not going to change, like come on, like some of you guys just suck ass at the game, let's be honest here. Like I think people would even take that a little bit more like
To be
better
fair, I
than
did say that in like
yeah.
on YouTube, but yeah, I didn't say it on Twitter. And I kind of
Twitter,
made
I
like
mean,
a
I
whole
is a
other
little
point
different,
on
I would
like
say, but
yeah, I
yeah.
kind of made like a whole other point on YouTube where like I literally explain how Hoyoverse play in power creep, which is not specifically the units, but they play into FOMO. And I feel like doing this is gonna bring even more awareness to people instead of just saying that, oh, it's just these brand new units. And I actually help people understand how these power creep measures come about. And I would feel like if I was true to shield, I would have never made that video in the first place. Because I would just continuously, you know what, yep, I only play Honkai style the entire time.
Someone
But the
in
thing is,
chat just said
people,
right now.
yeah.
Oh wait, what?
No, I just
Well, they
think like
said
people
right now
always have this.
personally.
I think people have this perception because they have selective bias. But that's just my opinion about it. Yeah. You were saying?
Mm, well, someone in chat said, right now, personally, I don't see much difference between Poke or Doro 44 or Bran. What is your opinion on that? Because I would say that you probably are less positive than they are.
Mm.
Poke 44. Okay, but at the same time, I like whether you want it to be this way or not, I believe that you do look like you are fighting for the company essentially on every front, and everyone sees you as essentially the enemy because of that, because you are not on the player's side here. I believe a lot of people believe that.
I feel like this whole argument of whether I'm fighting for the company or I'm fighting for the player is honestly nonsensical because my bottom line is I play Honkai Star because I like Honkai Star. I'm not playing Honkai Star
Hmm.
because it's made by Mihoyo. Or I'm not playing Honkai Star because it's made by like whatever else. It's just because I genuinely like the game. And this, I can't speak for Doro or Brand, but I feel like they're probably a lot more positive than content because they like playing probably Genshin Impact. And I don't think people should be criticized or like condemned just because they have a lot of passion for the games they play in, regardless if their companies are made with like Mihoyo or Kuro or whatever it is.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, here's an example. I really like Wuthering Waves, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of falling off and not really loving it that much, but when 2.0 came out, I was like, holy shit, actually huge improvement. I was pretty blown away because I was thinking like, I don't know about the game. Like, I don't know how it's really going to be in the long run. 2.0 kind of blew me away and I was really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I really like the game and I have good things to say about it, but I also think that I would like to think I'm pretty fair about Wuthering Waves.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I have plenty of criticisms that I often say, and it's funny. People will call me like Kurobot, but you know what's funny? People have also called me Hoyo Shill on the Gotcha Cast, which is pretty hilarious. People, I'm gonna be real. People are just idiots. They have no idea what they're fucking saying, bro. Basically, if I say something good about one side or the other, I'm instantly a shill for that. Nobody has any idea what they're talking about. But even though I like Wuthering Waves, I say a lot of bad things about it. Like I'll just be like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this thing, or like, oh my god, like this, like it has these issues, and like I'm a little bit worried about the future of X, Y, and Z, right? I do say all that stuff. Nobody who actually has watched me for more than 1 second actually thinks like I'm a Kurobot, basically.
I think.
Um,
Sorry. Now I just gonna say that I think the unfortunate truth is maybe the perception of all these people because they only take my
mhm.
perception on Twitter. They only take it as this surface level. Which, to be completely fair, I don't point out all the criticisms on Twitter. I do it a lot more
Mhm.
on like my streams and my YouTube,
Yeah,
and all these
exactly.
people they will never know about it. So
Yeah, you
it's
put
just
out a statement on Twitter,
yep,
that's all people are going to know about you, and
yep,
they're going to hate you for that. They're
yep.
not, and they're going to go into your YouTube comments and be like, this guy is a bitch. They're not going to watch your stream and be like, oh, wait, okay, I see what this Poke guy's talking about. I think, I mean, going back to an earlier point, I do kind of think that you were causing more of a rift between communities than mending it.
On Twitter or like
And
as a
I
whole,
think,
Twitter.
I suppose as a whole, you're not the only one, by the way. I believe that you are causing more of a rift. I think you are causing more dissatisfaction between the players and Honkai Star Rail, and you're also causing a bunch of dissatisfaction between you and a bunch of other content creators and players. That's my belief. That's my observation.
What do you
Maybe
think
I'm not
should be
100%
the
correct,
what
but
do you think should be the remedy to this?
well, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you could go about it because you essentially derailed. So your content was always like you would talk about drama stuff, right? Yeah, that's fine. Or, you talk about drama stuff sometimes.
I would say
You
I
would
talk about
also.
drama stuff like way more than compared to 2024. Because the 2024 me, it was like if there was like a disagreement, I would react, I would
Mhm.
counter react, I would farm like that shit over and over. But for now, it's more like I put out this statement on Twitter, and now I kind of just spend the remaining 90% of my time on stream like actually playing the game.
Yeah,
So
I just
that's what I
okay.
feel.
How I see
Yeah.
it is, I think you keep elevating it on Twitter,
Mm.
and like
Mm.
the recent like Red New post that like giant paragraph and stuff. Like I agreed with you, and but like what I mean? I think you keep elevating it more and more, and so you're just pissing people off more and more,
Wouldn't you say
and you're.
this red new thing isn't this like a very very interesting moment where it perfectly encapsulates what this entire issue with gacha tribalism is about. Because if you want to think about it this way, right? The point that was addressed was I like Zenless. I feel that Zenless Zone Zero's combat is way better than Wuthering Waves. And people
Mhm.
are legit willing to like go, like their lives are on the line to say no, fuck you, look at this. But
Mhm.
these are not rational responses, because the rational response is, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Like, you know, any of the
Like,
people
yeah,
that we
I
talk
don't
to,
agree
yeah,
or something,
exactly.
you
And
know.
like a lot of these people, it really just points out that people are not rational in the gacha space. So is it really the fault on the creators for exposing this irrationality, or should the creators just, you know what, okay, let's just not make this even more and just fuck it?
Well, the thing is, I think both you and I, before you posted that, knew that people are like that. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
We know that people are like this. I think most content creators, you know, that have been around for a bit know that people will be unreasonable. They will twist your words. They will misinterpret things whether they want to or not. And they will see an opinion. They'll be like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Like, how dare you like this
Exactly.
thing more than this thing, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we know this. But aren't you just stoking the fire then? And you know that?
No,
Because this ties in.
I think it's more like
Well,
I'm
okay.
exposing how bad it is, so people can actually realize and look back at at themselves and like, holy shit, this is actually ridiculous. That
Well,
was kind
okay.
of like,
So
yeah.
if this is what you're trying to do, and you're trying to do some like Thorfinn I have no enemies arc, well then you better be ready to get burned at the stake,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
right?
Yeah,
If that
absolutely.
is, well, you say absolutely, but you don't seem to like some of the negativity towards you.
Which ones?
When I feel, well, okay, I mean, like, first of all, when you had that time ago when you had so many people shitting on you while you were playing Genshin and you made a whole video, you were not very happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I've heard that you don't really like all of the shit that people were saying about you in like Tectone's Degens, I believe, the Twitter community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and third, like you're saying you're trying to educate, or well, maybe not exactly educate, but you're trying to help players out
Mm.
with like what you're saying on Twitter, and that you know since the company's going to change it, the players need to. But at the
Mm.
same time, I feel like all you're doing is stoking more hate towards them, and so you better be prepared that everyone is basically going to hate your ass for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't really think that's good for future prospects for
Mm.
you. That's just my thought.
Mm.
So like what you're doing, like to me, is obvious. You're going to get a lot of hate. I
Mm.
like to
Mm.
me, it's a no-brainer. I'm just like, well,
Yeah,
yeah, if you do
absolutely.
that, people are gonna shit on you. So like,
Yep.
you better be prepared that everybody is going to just shit all over you
Yep.
for a while, and that you're gonna have a stigma against you where it's like, oh, it's that guy that says all it takes. Even if people did just suddenly wake up and realize like, oh, things are tribalistic. That's not good. They're not gonna thank you for it, and they're not gonna like you, and that's
Mm.
not really gonna do anything. So like, if you want to be Jesus Christ and get, you know, killed for it, like that's your prerogative, but like I don't really think that does you many favors.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
That's
you're
my
absolutely
opinion.
right. Okay. I think I can address all the three things. So the first thing for Genshin Impact 5.3, right?
Hmm.
I'm pretty damn sure this was way, way, way before I made the whole power creep thing. And
It was, but it wasn't that long before.
it,
Like it
I
was
think this
like
is very
less than a
important
month
because before
probably.
this, I had nothing on Twitter. So this thing
Hmm.
is started off unprovoked because I didn't
Hmm.
start any of the power creep thing. And it was only after I was kind of using it as like a contrast of my experience playing Wuthering Waves as well as my experience playing Genshin Impact. But honestly, at this point, it's kind of like, you know what, you're right. I don't think I should be so one-guide, like be concerned, because I should acknowledge that there are gonna be people like this regardless. So you're right in that. I think for the second one, which is the Tectone's Degen, there's this specific guy, right, the John Seaman guy. Oh, the reason why I brought it up, it's funny because Tectone himself, he also constantly, like, he would say, you know, if people talk shit about my friends, you know, I would just ban them, right? And you're just gonna ban them more. So I think I pointed this out to Tectone because he was a example of someone that, you know, let's just be real, he's not rational, right? He's not rational. And if he's gonna want me to ban all these people that talk shit about Tectone, I think now that I know, oh, he actually wants to farm them, then sure, I'm chill with it. Yeah. What's the third one again?
Uh, what was the third one? The third one, I guess, like you're inviting the hate
Oh,
towards
right. I
you,
should be expecting the hate
and
if I
you're
don't. Yeah. Okay.
well,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you should fully expect
Mm,
all
mm,
of
mm,
that
mm,
coming
mm, mm,
towards
mm.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think the third point is definitely valid. It's basically it's a pointless endeavor because whether or not I do this or don't do this, gacha tribalism is always gonna be it's always gonna be here.
Well,
Even if I get them to
it
realize, oh shit,
will,
this is
but
tribalism. Yeah.
it
Mm-hmm.
will, but also the way you're handling it. All you're doing is you're taking aggro rather than it. So rather
Is that
than,
oh
let's
I'm
say,
tanking for
Genshin
the
and Wuthering
Baron?
Waves hating each other.
Yeah, I'm tanking
Well,
for nothing. I'm just dying for fun. I'm
yeah,
playing tank,
yes,
but I have
that's
nothing.
kind
Okay.
of.
Yep.
So like imagine Wuthering Waves and Genshin are fighting, and you just stand in the middle, and you're like, "Guys, stop!" And then
And
everyone just
I just
shoots you
die. Yeah.
instead.
Okay.
Like you're
Okay.
kind of doing that, is how I feel. Like you're just making yourself look bad to
Yep.
them, and
Yep.
you're not actually solving the problem. They still hate each other, but now they also
Mm.
hate you. That's the feeling that I see.
I think
Like,
that this was a very good point. Oh my god, you're such a great therapist. Yeah,
yeah,
this is a very good. What do you
like,
think could change, though? Or is it just it's unsalvageable?
well, what part is unsalvageable? Do you
Because
believe the
my
tribalism
initial
or your reputation?
no, my reputation is chilling because I feel like a lot of it is like 90% on Twitter. So there's it.
I
I think
agree,
the
it's 90% of Twitter. However, I do believe I have seen much more negativity towards you in Twitch chats as well. I believe it has been a net negative, 100%. I do not think that, because the thing is also, you have to keep in mind, what you see on Twitter is used on everybody's streams, especially with all the drama shit. People like, look, I brought up your tweet here. But the thing is, when I bring up your tweets, I don't really shit on you. I'll say, like, I kind of disagree, but, like, I'm not, and I don't even upload a YouTube video of it, right? Like, I don't really do that. But, like, you have to realize whatever you're saying on Twitter, it's your words, and people are going to use them everywhere, and people are just going to shit on you, and you're not going to be able to explain yourself or defend you. Someone's just going to bring it up in stream. They're going to say, like, this Pokey guy is a fucking idiot, and then everyone in chat goes, yep, he's an idiot, and then guess what? Your reputation just tanks overall on Twitch too, and that's less potential viewers for you as well. Like people that may be like, hey, if they found your stream, they're like, hey, this Pokey guy's pretty cool, because now their opinion of you is that you suck because of that person's stream. And there's a lot of streams. There's a lot of streams that are going to look at what you say, right? So I think it's a bad thing in general. And same with YouTube. Guess what? People upload all these YouTube videos. They'll be like, Pokey is being dumb again. That'll be the title. And then the person watched the video and the person shits on you over the tweet. And now that's not good for YouTube either. I don't really think it's a good thing overall. When we talked, like, I don't know, what was this, weeks back or something, when it was Yumi and Box,
oh
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you had a totally different like intention and plan in mind, and I wasn't really sure what you were going for, but you said like, okay, I have a plan of what I want to do. I didn't expect your plan was to have a bunch of people hate your ass. This is essentially how I see it. And the way to solve this entire thing, I mean, I don't really know the best way. I think you may as well keep saying stuff on Twitter, but like, if you want to keep having a presence there, but just you have to make it less inflammatory and more, like, I think you and I both know you kind of word stuff a bit inflammatorily, right? His internet's dying, bro. We got him, boys. Would you say that you were being inflammatory in the things that you're saying on Twitter, though? Do you believe that, yes or no?
I feel like it's definitely more controversial, yeah, for Twitter.
So, do you think that you were, like, making it so the words you say are being especially controversial? Like, you are amping it
I
up
don't
a
think
bit
it's
more than was
especially
necessary?
controversial.
You think that they're just kind of simple controversial things, mostly?
I think it will rub people
Like,
on the
there's
wrong
no
way, but
shared
it's not
chat
like
rip.
it's not straight up like die. I hate this game. I think it's more like a topic of like if you don't agree or agree with me, it will lead to discussions, but most people wouldn't be able to have this discussion in the first place.
Oh, can we share chats again?
Oh wait, hold up. Let me try it. Okay, it's up.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Hello?
Yeah, it's all working.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah, so I would say I believe that you are being more inflammatory than you need to be. And I think that's what caused you a bunch of extra hate. And I think more content creators would probably be on your side. And I would say more content creators probably means more viewers as well. Because let's be real, there's a lot of content creators, they say jump, the viewers are like, hell yeah, bro, I'm going in, right? Like, I think that, look, let's be honest, there's going to be some people that are going to hate you no matter what you do, right? And those people are going to be on Twitter and they're going to say, fuck Pokey, this guy's a bitch, right? And there's nothing you can do about those people, but I do think there's a lot of people that are probably a bit more rational that probably also didn't like the way you're saying things and how they felt like you are protecting the company and you're against the players and you're blaming them. So that's kind of how I see it. This is my view on it, and yeah,
Yeah, wait. Give
I
me
think
like
that's
1 second.
okay.
Some fucker just logged into my account. My goons.
Wow, that's weird. An account manager just
Yeah,
showed up.
account manager. How dare he? Holy shit.
Oh, fired,
Fire.
banned. I'm getting hacked. I'm getting hacked. Someone help.
Okay, okay. Nah, we're good, we're good, we're good. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, nah, I think so be less inflammatory on Twitter. And it will be a net positive.
Yeah, I think one way that you could kind of turn down the heat a lot, I think would probably be if you started saying some stuff on Twitter that wasn't controversial as well, right? Like if you were just it doesn't even have to be something people exactly agree or disagree on, but if you just start talking about some stuff that's a little bit
Okay, do you
more
think
just normal.
the three team thing in Honkai Star, do you think that's controversial? Because I really don't think that is.
I don't think it's controversial. However, I believe that people are going to tie it in with the previous stuff about power creep, and they're going to say this guy's out of touch. He wants us to pull for more units, just like power creep. And I think people are going to tie that in, and they're not going to like that. That's what I
So
believe.
how
I don't
am
think
I gonna
on its own, I don't think that it's controversial. However, I believe because of the previous point, people are going to believe that it's more the same.
So do you think there should be a cooldown? Or like how am I gonna go for it without saying
Cooldown.
like at this point, whatever I say, it's just gonna be controversial, right? So
Well, I'm maybe okay. So, look, I don't really use Twitter. I think Twitter is like dog shit. The only look, my Twitter feed is a bunch of shit that I don't even want, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm a fucking boomer at this point. I wish it was just like memes and porn or something. That's all I want to see on Twitter. I don't want to see anything else, right? Like I don't know why I got to see your ass talking about Honkai Star Rail, but I think that you need to just get some W's on Twitter. I would be real. Like you just need to say stuff that like I don't
so
know
I'll just
things
keep
that
saying
like
things.
people. Well, you don't have to be like, guys, no way, this new HSR patch is crazy. You don't have to be like this fucking fake fraud shit. But like you can say a bunch of different thoughts that you think on Twitter, right? It doesn't have to be some like super thought out like mind game, 5,000 IQ, like, yes, the power creep. You can just say other stuff on Twitter as well. You can farm tons of W's easily just by talking about different takes you have or opinions on things that aren't like, as controversial. And I think that would already just, take the heat off you a lot because you can talk about controversial things, but maybe turn down the heat on them. But I think since you've turned the heat up so much, if you say anything remotely controversial, people will jump on you. So if you just talk about more recent things, or if you just talk about other things, it'll turn the heat down, and then you can talk about some controversial stuff, but not as
What do you think is
as
not a
inflammatory.
controversial topic then?
I mean, you see, that's like I can't coach you on everything, man. Like I don't know. Like
Because the thing is, I
mean,
don't
it's
think
not,
there is, man. I don't think there's ever a topic where it's just not controversial. Because like somehow it is always gonna be controversial.
well, I
Genshin
mean,
bad,
think about
and
this
there it
one.
is. I'm dead.
Well, yeah, things that you're excited about or that you really like. It could be about this game. Like I know Monster Hunter World's coming out. You can be like really fucking hyped for stuff like that. Just as an example, right? Like people on Twitter say all sorts of stuff. There's not too many people on Twitter that the only things they come on to say is like, some controversial point, and then someone says like, "Fuck you, Pokey," and then you say, "Shut up, retard." Like, you know what I mean?
That was like really like one
I
girl
know,
scenario, but sure, yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying like.
It's so
People,
crazy that like because of these one guys, it will be amplified, but like majority of everything else, people just ignore it. So it's like yeah.
that you see that's absolutely true, but the thing is you have to realize that us as content creators, people hold us to a different standard than what a commenter says. Like how if someone says something in your chat and you get one guide and you blow up on them, that will sometimes look worse on you than it does anything else, right? Like you're the one who's hurting themselves, right? You're like you're doing self damage. So like
Man, stream is a hard job,
even
man.
if
My
someone
God.
Yeah, you know, honestly, coal miner kids, little bitches. They don't know what this shit's like. They're fucking
Damn.
losers. They think they got a hard job. Have they
Yeah,
ever
all
even
this,
been a streamer?
yeah,
No,
it
they haven't.
always
It's just
have
a
to.
coal
Chat
mine
is
kid.
always right. You know, the customer is
Yeah.
or chat is always right. The streamer is the streamer is always wrong. Always believe in chat.
So true. I mean,
Oh my
dude,
god.
everything I say, my chat just says L take. But whenever I'm interacting with someone else's chat, everyone says based and they're like W genocide. Like, I just farm
Mm.
L's all day in my chat, bro, straight up. Whenever I interact with another community, everyone's saying like W, like, and they're saying based and shit. Like, it's actually crazy how much I farm L in my own chat.
Mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
but yeah, I'm just saying like, look, I'm just kind of putting this all out here. You can go about it any way you want, Pokey.
This was very very
But
good, man. It's a good therapy. Good therapy
um,
session.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think, look, I mean, for lack of a better way of saying it, I think some people are kind of worried about you. Like, I know you might be like, yeah, I'm fine on my own and all that shit, but like, you know, I think some people are like, well, you know, like, I feel like this is hurting Pokey and I don't really like the way this is going. And I think some people are unhappy with the fact that their chats aren't liking you know? I think a lot of people are kind of not really happy about that kind of thing, and they kind of wish that that shit wasn't happening. They liked it how it was before, you know? I think a Tectone especially, I think he's like not happy with any of the
Yeah.
situation.
Okay.
He's like,
Techno is
my
rough
community's
because like
hating him, my Twitter community's hating him. Like,
his chat is like the congregation of Gacha tribalism. Because let's just be real, Tectone's content
mm,
it promotes Gacha tribalism a lot. So it's literally the congregation of all of them. So he's
he's the
definitely
most
in.
anti-Genshin person ever. So like anything related to
He's
Genshin
like, if
is
you say
negative.
Gacha tribalism, you'll probably think of Tectone. So like, it's very hard for him to try to balance out like these Gacha tribalism people while like still maintaining a good relationship with me. So like that's difficult. But
You
at the
know,
same
I
time, I
will
also
say,
don't really wanna
oh well,
pander to Gacha tribalism.
you
But what you're
you don't
saying,
need
it
to.
does make
Like,
sense. Yeah, it is what
yeah,
it is.
you don't have to pander towards the tribalists. Like, I'm very against them, but you also don't have to. I don't know. You don't have to be the martyr either, because like
Mm,
I like okay. My most recent video that I made was basically about how both Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero had these insanely good patches recently, right? And I
mm,
think most people would agree, is
yeah,
they
that's
had
good.
these crazy patches that made the communities really hype, really overhauled issues with the game, made people excited.
Mm,
And I even say in the video, I'm literally like, I don't even like ZZZ. I don't even play this game, but I don't have to say that they did a really good job with the patch and that the developers were listening to the players and doing a good job. Like, I
mm,
don't have to like the game or give a remote fuck about that game because I don't even think it's fun. But that doesn't matter. What matters is I'm still saying that they did a good job with the thing, right? That
mm.
instantly, no gotcha tribal. You know what's funny? I got this hilarious comment. This guy said, "Great, great. This curl bot's talking again." Then he said, "Edit. Never mind. I got humbled." I was like, "Holy fuck!" I was like, "Damn! I can't believe he actually said that shit." Because he just saw, he was like, "Oh, this fucking curl bot." Then he watched the video and was like, "Oh wait, never mind. He actually was like really fair." Like, I thought that was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, as a quick aside, by the way, in your most recent video that was about like use ChatGPT or something,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the top comment, bro. And I used ChatGPT for that comment, and everyone who responded to it used ChatGPT. It's actually such a fucking good comment too. That shit is
Yeah.
so sick. Wait, let me bring it up. Wait, yeah, okay, good. I still have this open. Let's see. It was Pokey, always out here with the banger content. My brain can't keep up. Skull emoji, fire emoji. And then all the
Wait,
comments
I
are
don't
shit
even
like,
think I've
honestly
seen it.
saying
Holy
Pokey's
shit.
content is always on another level. It's wild how they manage to
Take
keep
it.
it so consistently fire. My brain's struggling to keep up too. All the comments. What I was doing that whole day is me and my chat, we were just spamming chat GPT messages basically in chat. It was just like so fucking cringe, dude. It's that shit is so funny, man.
Oh shit, that's fucking diabolical. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
but
It is.
so it was really funny that the same day you're like, oh, can AI replace guide makers? I was like, oh fuck yeah, let's use some AI, bro. Um,
Mm-hmm.
dude, you can go so far beyond with AI. I was actually thinking of making some content on that, but
No,
um,
bro, it's not even open. It's like open AI is like the past. It's like now it's like the the deep sea.
yeah,
Yeah.
DeepSeek. Oh, dude, yeah, I was joking like. you search. So I looked up like who is Tectone on like I was searching a bunch of content creators like who is Tectone on like ChatGPT or whatever, and it said like, oh, you know, he's this content creator who's bald and like he'll make fun of his own baldness, that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
And I was joking like if you search up DeepSeek or something, it'll be like he's a vile, disgusting, hairless animal, like or some
Are you
shit like
serious?
DeepSeek. Probably, no, I was kidding that like
Oh,
DeepSeek would like hate his ass, but the Chinese platform is like fuck
oh
this
shit.
Their AI is a little bit different, bro.
Damn,
Chat, I won. Yeah, you got that 500,000, bro.
haven't seen it, bro. All right, hold up. Let me see if I won. Oh my fucking god, I got 50
Don't even
bucks.
bother, bro, because I'm about to win, dude.
Nah,
Don't
I
even
lost
waste your
already.
time,
I
little bro.
really lost, man. Oh my god, just never win, man. Oh my god, phase 2, it's A and C. And they are both from
Ooh,
EU.
that's
Oh my
me.
god, not a
Those are
single
both me,
person
bro.
from America won.
Dude, why
One
do we have
account
to share? Why do
One
we have to
account
share with
from
EU?
yeah, exactly. One account from Asia, then I 3 account from Europe. Literally no Americans won. Actually rigged.
Bro, Hoyoverse acting like they're actually giving out real money. That shit's monopoly money. They ain't losing anything. Why, like, give it out to each region, you fucking misers. Like, why we gotta share with Europe, bro?
Yeah, I think CN they have like the whole thing to CN themselves. It's just like CN. But
I mean, to be fair, China's
yeah,
like
CN is pretty fucking
half
big.
the
Yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
population.
It is.
At least. Dude, Japan should have their whole own region at this point, honestly, man.
Wait, do they?
But
Not?
I don't think so.
I thought Japan is just like.
Do they get
Oh
their own?
no.
No.
Oh, Japan is Asia. Oh, okay, shit. Okay.
Well, you know what's interesting is like anytime those like gacha wars would happen, you know, between like the amount of money made, bro, like 85% of global is Japan. Like
Wait,
every fucking time
I
in every
just
game.
realized Gacha Wars is happening in 3 days.
Yep. I'm sure that you could farm a lot of hate on
I
Twitter
think
very easily off of that
okay.
in
To be
3
fair,
days
I
as
think
well.
okay. Wait. I kind of want to just address this. This farming thing, it really doesn't farm at all, especially for like the channel itself, because like all these like drama stuff is like way lesser views than actually me playing the game. So I'm not doing any.
Wait. But if you completely agree with that, then you probably shouldn't get involved with this stuff. Am I wrong? You should probably go back to the type of content you were making already,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. I feel like the way I did it for Twitter, I was
It
too
was.
blunt. I was too inflammatory. But at the same time, especially from like the power creep thing, I just hope that people can see that, you know, there are things within their means that they can improve.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think you were absolutely correct. And, you know, I think the whole Bob thing is probably a good idea. I also think that you could make, like, some sort of video talking about, like, I mean, dude, do you know how easy it is to farm with some of this shit? You can literally be like, you know, here's the biggest mistakes people are making. You know, that was kind of fucking videos, but you could actually
Yeah.
make that shit tie in with your whole point and be like, these
I
are the
already made a
mistakes
top
that
10 tips.
fucking
Yeah,
idiots.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can literally be like, these are the mistakes you guys are making that will like how to prevent power creep, right? Like here's top 10 tips to like prevent that on your account more, like to like, you know, push it back. I mean, that's just an example, but like, I mean, you were saying you agree with it. Like, I don't know. I think we're kind of on the same
think-
page here about that then,
I think
right?
Fed would be a pretty interesting thing. See if we imagine having a whole ass character arc within 1 month. It's like Vinland
Oh, you
Saga.
become the
It took him
villain.
10
Yeah,
years,
I mean,
and it is like
look,
in one. We'll see
you
how it
become
goes.
the
Because I
villain.
think Gacha tribalism is 100% happening. Right, you're absolutely right. Nothing's gonna stop that. Gacha War is coming out in February. I think yeah, it will be a pretty interesting moment and see how.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I would like to think that I am pretty fair. Like, look, obviously everyone's biased, but like, I think I'm pretty fair towards a lot of these different games, and I'll say the positives and negatives and stuff. Like, I can be reasoned with even if I believe something. Like, but even then, it's like you can't reason with some of these tribalists that like just believe something one way or the other. It's like actually insane. It's impossible.
Yep.
And there's really nothing you can do about that except, I mean, you can try your best, but like, you know, you're getting shot instead. Your chest cramped. Uh-oh.
Nah, just
Bro's
when I was
dead.
listening, that it suddenly legit just cramped because I did chest and oh my god, it was so painful. But yeah. I get you. I get you.
Like you went through your villain arc. Well, now it's time to go to the hero arc or something. I don't know. Like think about it this way, bro.
I
If
think
you
I'll
think
go
about
give
it.
it time, yeah, absolutely.
Tectone was on the villain arc for like 4 years, bro. Now he's trying. Now he's
speedrun
going on
this
that
in
hero
1
arc,
month.
right? Speedrun Tectone's whole arc.
In 1 month is crazy. Okay, yeah.
Like-
Okay, but that's I think this was a very very insightful discussion. I always feel like talking. I always talk with like an open heart. So this was great, man. Yeah.
I think, yeah, no, I think I'm like, I try to say stuff exactly just how I think of it, and I don't know. I think I'm pretty fair about it. I try to be. Look, people call you neutral. I think I actually am way more neutral. Let's
Okay,
be
let's
honest.
calm down, UI guy. Right, let's chill. yo.
You're not neutral, bro. And you know what? That UI was dog shit, and Tectone even agree with me. I
Pet
was
don't
right.
agree because it doesn't
UI
play the
was dog
fucking
shit.
game. He doesn't even log in Zenless on zero.
It was
That's
dog
why he
shit.
was like, he can't
It
go to
was
anywhere.
dog
It's like, oh,
shit,
where's
bro.
this? Where's this? He doesn't even log in, bro. But okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
You ain't neutral, little bro. Don't even try, man. Yeah, you're gonna move to the US too?
Oh shit, dude! I was actually having this discussion with a couple of people. We were like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
legit thinking about it, but I'm not really like fully move in. But like, should I
You
like
can try
just
it out.
rent? Okay, but the thing is, I'm genuinely scared of Donald Trump because like there's all this like deportations, all this alien shit. I feel like if I go down, I'm gonna get killed or some shit, man.
I'm gonna be real, like, I don't really know much about politics and I live here, okay? I kind of try to not think about a lot of this stuff and get involved because, like, realistic, look, it's like gotcha tribalism, like, what am I gonna do about it? What am I gonna change, right? If you come here legally, I'm pretty sure you are chilling. Also, I'm just gonna be real with you. You're probably not gonna get racially profiled in a way where they would get rid of you. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I think you're pretty chill. I gotta be honest. Like both ways. Like even if you were here illegally, I think you would be pretty chill.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real.
I feel like it's more like not so much like whether I will like legit get like pushed away by ICE, but it's more like people will have the perception that
vibe.
all these like immigrants they're like they're just bad or like it's the perception of immigrants are worse. That's why I'm a little bit more skeptical. Not if I'm really gonna get kicked out because I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah,
illegally
yeah.
for that. Yeah.
I think you would be chill. I'm gonna be totally real. Like as someone's lived here, like, bro, I think you'd be chill as fuck. I mean, I guess it depends if you move to like middle of Alabama, they'd be like, what the hell is this guy? You know, like
There's yellow
don't
white
move somewhere like
boys
that.
coming to my
Yeah, it's like,
gosh
what-
darn.
What is this boy saying? What the fuck? Speak English. You know, like, yeah, of course it's going to be a little shittier if you're somewhere there, but like, depending on where you're moving, I think you're chill as fuck, personally. Like, I live in California, right? By the way, California, like, expensive as fuck. Don't recommend it. But, dude, there's a million Asians in California. Like, no, you would fit completely right in as an example. So, I don't know. It depends where you're moving. I know you're looking at Texas houses or whatever, but
Yeah, bro. It's oh my god, it's literally 1/3 the price and triple the landmass compared to Singapore. I'm not even kidding.
wait, how much is it in Singapore? Like, how expensive
Okay,
is a
like,
house?
I'm really like looking to get my own place. A 750 square feet is 1.6 million Singapore dollars. So roughly 1.3, 1.2 USD, which is fucking crazy, dude. Yeah.
Because Singapore is a tiny ass place.
Yeah, and that's
it's like,
like not even a
Tokyo
good
or
location.
something.
Yeah, it's not even a good location. A good location it would be like easily 2 or 2.2. So it's fucking ridiculous. But yeah.
It's actually crazy. You could buy a house in Tokyo for cheaper. That's the insane thing. It's like Singapore is so ridiculously overpriced. It's because your guys' economy isn't shitty enough. You guys need to tone it down. That like otherwise you'd be able to buy that
dude,
shit easy.
It's
US
because
dollar.
the rich in Singapore are filthy fucking rich. They are like they're fuck you money worth of rich. And like the government also
Like
has
some
this kind of,
chaebol
like,
kind of shit.
yeah, they have like a lot of subsidies, but it's selectively for like people with like families or if like you're married and all
Yeah,
that
it
stuff, like,
says
family
you.
building, right? But I'm single. I ain't gonna get married, and like unless you're above the age of 35, you're probably not gonna get a house for like most people here. So yeah.
I remember when you were talking about how you get a car in Singapore, and I was like, "This some bullshit. Like, it's insane trying to get a car in Singapore. Like, you have a
dude.
license, but getting a car
It's
is like
insane.
impossible.
Dude, you can
It
literally
costs
buy
like
a
$1 million.
house. You can buy a house in America for the price of a Tesla here. That's fucking insane, dude. But yeah.
Yeah, because like the car's like let's say 100,000, then like everything else is like an extra
Yeah, all the
100,000 or
tax
some
and
shit like
everything,
that.
yeah.
Or
And
like
you don't even own a car. You rent it for like 10,
Yeah,
10,
for like a
10
few
years.
years,
Yeah,
but
and then
yeah.
you have to dump it. So
That's
like, yeah, you don't even you don't even
fucking
own a house in Singapore because within 99 years it's gone. So you own
you literally
nothing
got power crept, bro.
here.
You
Yeah.
actually you were having FOMO right now because you didn't buy a house earlier and you got
Fuck.
power
I should have been
crept,
born
bro,
20
in
years early.
Singapore.
Like I should have been a boomer.
You were
right? It's
greedy
my
and
fault.
stupid,
I was
bro.
greedy for
You were
not
greedy
being
and-
born early. You know what? You're absolutely gosh darn right. Yeah.
Wait, if you think about wait. Actually, perfect analogy. Boomers saying like stop buying Starbucks coffee and buy a house is them saying you're greedy and stupid. And that you shouldn't, bro. You should have pulled better,
Oh,
and they're
shit,
pissed,
bro.
bro.
You are
That-
cooking, man. You're
That is how
cooking.
people feel, bro. You're the boomer saying you're greedy and stupid, dude. That's
Oh
what
my
it is,
god,
man.
you're actually cooking. Okay, okay. Okay, but yo, this has been a super good talk, man. I'm gonna leave you to
Yeah,
start, man.
good time.
But
Yeah, I'm always down.
we'll catch
Think
up
this is a
someday.
good
Are you
therapy
going to
lesson
TwitchCon?
for you. Hope. I'd probably be down if people were going. Like, I'm
Okay,
probably down
okay.
because last year
We'll
was
see
fun.
how it is. We'll see how it is. Yo, I thank you so
You're just
much.
trying
Thank
to
you
meet
so much.
VTubers again, bro.
I don't know, man. Because I think Box is going, but I don't know whether Box is still going because he got a girlfriend or everything, right? So like, we'll see how it
Well,
cooks.
she went last time, so like, I don't know. Like, I'd be down to hang out with people.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
get
yeah.
a place with everybody. It was fun last time. I'd be
Yeah, it
down
was good.
again.
It was really, really good. Yeah.
We got lots
Yeah.
of time before that though, so. Yep.
Okay, yo, thank you so much for the call. Thank you so much for the call. Hopefully, I
All right.
get my peace mode.
All right. I mean, hey, whatever happens, I said everything I can,
Yep, yep,
and
yep,
I don't
yep,
know.
yep.
You can listen or not. It's up to you,
Absolutely,
man.
absolutely.
Whatever.
This is good. This is good.
Just my perspective, but
Mm.
hope it was good talk, and yeah,
Yeah, take
had
it
a
easy,
good
take it easy.
one.
Bye.
Yeah, see ya.
I'm gonna start off by putting the blame onto Tectone. Right. So this will be the start. I already made the progression 4 hours ago. I'll first blame Tectone, and slowly and surely we'll start to come back to the farmlands with Thorfinn. Back to the farmlands with Thorfinn. I think his two biggest takeaway for me was sometimes you don't have to win an argument. And as someone that has gotten into a relationship before, it's 100% true. I don't have to win my girlfriend, even if I'm right, because sometimes it's just not worth it. And the second one is take all these, try to bring awareness and everything. It's not like it's gonna change anything, because like these people they are gonna shoot at each other anyways. All right, they're gonna shoot at each other anyways. Me being in the crossfire is gonna change nothing. Okay, maybe it changes one bullet, right? One of their bullet, instead of hitting the other side, it hits me instead. But yeah, I think these two are like the biggest takeaways. So should we stop farming Garchar revenue? I think this would be a pretty good start, man.